Hi, my name is Ying, and today we have with us Kenny from Reach Counselling Services. And today we'll be finding out from Kenny, what do couples need to know before saying I do?
Hi, good morning, Ying. Thanks for having me here.
Happy to have you.
So to that question, one of the things that couples need to know would be knowing their differences, and also whether they have security within the relationship. Trust is very much crucial, essential in the relationship, as well as last one would be committing to the marriage. Knowing differences, because all of us are unique and different, so therefore we will have differences, therefore the couple will have to deal with the differences. Differences are also meant to complement the relationship and not supposed to attack the relationship. The other thing would be finances. Finances are important so that they have a secure base to move into the marriage journey, and knowing that they are fully secured in terms of finances. Trust would be very much one of the pillars of marriage, and as well as commitment. Trust would be knowing that you are trustworthy and you'll be faithful to me, and there's no other relationship outside of the marriage. And lastly, commitment would be commitment to the marriage, as well as we are talking about commitment to communicate, commitment to forgive, commitment to love one another, and that's throughout the entire lifetime of the marriage.
So when couples usually approach you, usually the first things they will ask you is, how do I know that he or she is the one, and how would you respond to them?
One would be that the couple be able to take maybe a personality test, and because there are so many personality tests outside, and to really find out for themselves what could be their differences.
But the main points is that despite these differences, how do they each come together to work on these differences? Is that what you mean about commitment?
Not exactly. I think the attitude going into marriage is that knowing that your partner is very different from you, and we have differences in terms of personalities, differences in how we approach problems, how we solve problems, even our perspectives are different. So even for values that one would have would be different, and so understanding and accepting those differences would be the first step towards working around the differences.
But is it safe to also presume that lifestyle compatibility is equally as important as how much your personality comes together?
It is important, but it's not a factor that breaks or makes the marriage.
You know how sometimes in a relationship, and then there can be a couple that, like, maybe the female is really messy, and then the male cannot take it.
Yes.
Something like that. But
Okay.
you feel that it's not like
So this is a very typical example of a couple's differences. And so before entering marriage, if you know your partner is messy, getting married to him or her, meaning to say you have accepted those differences. Now entering into marriage would be, how then do we work around those differences? One would be trying to adapt your expectations, not trying to change your partner. At the same time, your partner would also want to adapt and say, can I be a little bit less messy?
compromising.
Yeah, compromising and bridging the differences gap.
A lot of couples are also worried that maybe time might be a factor. How much do I actually know a person?
Yes, time would be a factor in terms of being aware that it takes time to understand your spouse or your partner. And as the marriage actually evolves, both will have, there will be changes. The partners will also change in their perspectives. So be patient and keep communicating about those changes.
But what do you think about those couples that get married maybe after 6 months?
Way too short a time for 6 months. I think the first 2 years would be allowing the couple to build the foundation of the marriage.
So normally it's around 1 to 2 years before a couple can feel that, oh, I know you enough. It should be enough for me to.
I don't think it will be enough. I think knowing a person takes many years, and in fact, because of the changes that we all go through and the marriage goes through various stages, the knowing of the person is actually the entire journey.
So it's not just one specific time frame, it's more of like getting to know a person through subsequent.
Yes, but the first initial 2 years, I would say, would be very foundational, would be very crucial in building that understanding.
Thank you so much for watching this episode, and we thank Kenny for sharing with us. Catch us in the next episode where we find out more about what makes up the fundamentals of a good marriage.